Thank you, Sven. And thank you all for coming. I see that we do have an audience today. I had a fear yesterday that today is going to be empty, but I'm glad that we are here. As we said in the beginning, I changed a bit the title to Mr. Cheaper is not always the best partner. I work for the European Space Agency, and what you see on the overhead over there is a view of Earth from the cupola of the ISS. The European Space Agency is an organization with over 50 years of experience in space. 22 member states, 20 of the European Union, and 2 Switzerland and Norway, just from Europe. 5,700 staff and contractors. We have designed, tested, and operated in flight more than 80 satellites so far. And as an organization as a whole, we ran 5.75 billion euro budget for this year, 5.5 on an average a year. Going to what we do in estates and facilities management, as we call the department, we have 8 sites across Europe. ESTEC, Technology Center in Noordwijk, the Netherlands. ESOC in Darmstadt, the Operations Center in Darmstadt, Germany. ESRIN, Research Institute that does all the Earth observation missions in Rome, in Italy. The headquarters is in Paris, very close to the Eiffel Tower. We have the Astronomy Center, where I am working in, here in Vilanova de la Cañada in Madrid. We have ESA Redu in Belgium, EXAT satellites and telecommunication applications in Oxford, England, and the European Astronaut Center, where the astronauts, the first profession in the world, in Cologne, Germany. We at the Facility Management Department, since quite some years now, we have opted to perform facility management full outsourcing the activity. That means that we have, in some cases, 360 degrees contract, everything included. We have service-specific contracts, one contract for soft services, another contract for the canteen, another contract for the hard services. The duration in general for the contracts, it's long. We can say 3 + 2 years. 3 is the contract plus 2 if everything goes well, which in the majority of the cases is happening. And lately with procurement, we do have discussions going to 5 + 2. For the ones that were yesterday here, 290,000 square meters of rentable floor area, and as a department, 65 million a year. Why did we go at that time to full outsourcing? What has been the reason? It has been the evolution in FM. What has been this evolution in FM in our view? First of all, standardization. There was a very nice presentation yesterday regarding standardization. This is the only vehicle to move even further to the professionalism of what we do. And, but I think we have taken quite some steps, and that has made all the effort of outsourcing, all the trust that you can put on a provider much easier. It's the improved processes. We do have processes. We do the majority, 80–90% of the people that deal with facility management do understand the processes, and we talk, all of us, on things that we have, to the extent possible, the common language. We have adapted new technologies, and we move on adapting new technologies. We call it innovation. We call it tendencies or gizmos or whatever, but we are on it, and we can see it here in the expositions that we have from the various providers. And the most important of all, we have been seeing that the profession attracts more and more quality professionals, which is quite important. What we have seen so far, since we started on this endeavor, we have seen both financial and operational benefits, overall speaking. We have seen that the cost per square meter, per person, has gone down, and we have seen that the reliability that we have, the availability of our systems, has gone up. I'm talking about operational benefits, reliability, and dependability, and this type of stuff because we have a particularity running some complex installations where we have test centers, we have power plants with double redundancies, we have data centers, we have operational rooms, we have, as I said yesterday, in the middle of nowhere, our own water treatment plant. So it's something, the operational part. And we are happy. In general, we feel, okay, we have done the right thing, we have been monitoring it properly, but we have not really relaxed. We are seeking continuous improvement. And as I used to say some years ago when I landed here, what a place is this? There's no way that can become better. And since then, when I looked back on all the improvements we have performed, I say, what the heck? Have we done all these things? Yes, we did. So continuous improvement. In the discussions amongst peers with my friends from the Netherlands, Germany, Italy, one of the things that has come quite often in the discussion, and that applies as well from the co-workers from procurement, is could we consider, in the end, facility management as a commodity? Could we go out there in the market and buy off the shelf? This is what I need, boom. Who has a price? So I'm going to buy an iPhone, I'm going to buy FM services? Good question indeed. And if you take into consideration that savings, 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 it's a motto, it's a mantra, that it's been acknowledged by higher management, you're the good guy, you get all the medals here, you're awarded, look what I have done. I have done savings, very difficult to make a decision. How you take a decision now? That's a good question. Price? No. Key persons? No. Okay, it's price, it's key persons, it's the quality of the offer, it's the... So we can see it all, because I like to talk on things that we can all see. Something happened to it. Business model. Yes. It's the business model, what it is that drives the decision. And this is where I come to the final result. 90% of us, 97% of us, the statistician that we had at some point in time here would say, you can't say exactly, some combination. Definitely it's some combination. The thing now is, before going to some other thoughts I have, the selection process. This is, for me, the most important of the stuff we do. There is one thing I was considering when I was writing this and when I was preparing the presentation, that all of us either drive the process or we hold a seat in the decision board. If this is not the case, not my advice, the obvious thing to do is that you create a strategy, a path, a way that FM has a seat on the selection board, and the more important it is, the better the work and the result and your life and our life is going to be. Because what follows a selection, what follows a company, Miguel this morning in the round table said it quite well, is real life with real issues. I was thinking, what's he reading my mind when he was saying this? And to avoid that we do enter in problems, there are some things that I would like that we all think about. I wouldn't say to advise, because the majority of you, or many of you, might not more than I do. Don't avoid the tendency when you get these big offers to go to the chapter, to the annex of the financial offer. Bottom, what's the price? Avoid it at any tendency that you might have. Make sure that you have clear, simple specs. I heard this about the clear, simple specs. KISS, I used to say, keep it simple, stupid. From some of the speakers here, it's important that it's clear what we are asking from the company to do. that we understand what it is that we are asking them to do. For C, design tolerances. We used to use the design tolerances in the engineering part, the purely mechanical part, and I liked it. And I think that here has application, and I would describe this application allow for some fat. It's not good to be fluffy, I agree, but it's not to be neurotic, to be starving, just skin and bones. You will need some design tolerance down the line, and you need to have this in mind. Establish quick controls. These quick controls apply mostly on the part of, if you have some of you the experience of receiving in open tenders offers of 1,200, 1,600 pages, and having a month, 5 weeks to come up with some decision, and you like to make a good decision, not to just say something about it, you need to seek quickly what you can't just discard, because there is some big issue here. Rule of thumb. Then, once you come to these forerunners, once you do the skimming, and you have these two companies that you consider can do the job, you have not yet looked at the price. Make sure that if you have good offers, talk to the key persons. See actually the people that you are going to work with. Ask to see the contract manager. Ask to see the operations manager. Ask to see the general services manager. And have some opinion about the people. And if at that moment you get the best price from the best of the offers, fine, happy. It has happened in the world and will be happening. But this is the moment that you need to go to the price. If we don't do this, and we just tempted by what I said before, the acknowledgement, how good you are, or thinking, I'm going to change post next year, so okay, we can endure a year and then I'm out of here and let the other take the hit. Take into consideration that you're going to have an overwhelmed contract manager that will be trying to make ends meet. In some cases, somebody that was not aware what has been offered, that tries to actually see what I'm going to do now. You're going to have high personnel rotation rates, people that will be there in an environment that it's not really inviting. They will leave the company, they will leave the place in the first instance. The technical competencies, most of the times, are not taken in consideration seriously. Technical competency looks as a given, but it's not that much, even though engineering has evolved, has improved a lot. We have the reliability of the machines of today compared to what we had in the past is amazing. However, you need technical competencies in complex installations, and that applies to managers that deal with situations not the same like ours, but similar ones, where you have stuff that are complicated, and take into technical competencies as well the part of the energy efficiency and the compliance with the law. This is as well something that you need technical capacity to be able to do it properly. You end up in endless meetings. There is a thing I used to say in the discussions with my colleagues and the people who work with there at ESA. If the meetings last more than an hour, more than 1.5 an hour, it can be the case in the beginning of an endeavor, in the beginning of a project, because you have to define things, you have to do some more talk, you have to start understanding the code of one another. But if this is the case in the long run, we are not doing well. Could be a KPI from the mass I said yesterday. The more you talk, the less the thing goes well. And you're gonna end up managing by penalties. I have seen this happening, and in this case of situations, I just turn the other way around. There is nothing you can do for these people that they have ended up managing on penalties. Out of all this, there is this thing that I think is the worst situation that we are creating, and undermined FM credibility. Instead of having a function, a service that is transparent to the customer, you have things working, moving well, meetings happening, conferences going, the buildings being in their place, the air conditioning well, the lighting nice, everything, the food is okay, everything running at a 70, 80, 90% of satisfaction. You end up with FM being accused for anything. And in the discussions of this today's, where what is FM, how FM becomes more important within the organization, how the value of FM is being perceived by the company, this is the worst thing that could happen. As we said in the beginning, I try to approach the Mr. Cheaper is not always the best partner argument in a way that I hope is going to create some discussion. It's always difficult to have this balance easily performed. Thank you.